Grifters are ruining gaming.
Have you ever been so excited for an upcoming brand new video game just to be disappointed and let down again when it turns out the main character is a woman?
Yeah. Because anybody that's changing the gender of the character doesn't give a fuck about the game. Absolutely.
No? You haven't? Well, congratulations, dog. You're normal.
I have. Nope. Nope, it's not normal to want to change the character.
Grifters are completely ruining gaming. And that might sound dramatic or like I'm giving them too much credit, but they legit actually have enough dumbasses listening to the words they're saying to the point where it actually has a detrimental effect on gaming. But let's take a step back real quick.
So he crying because it works. You crying because it works. Well, hey, thanks. I appreciate it. That's great. Absolutely. Yeah, I know it works. And the thing is that every single time that I see this, this makes me feel good because this is somebody even that disagrees with me that got to admit that, damn, they're making some change. I'm saving gaming. You're welcome. You're welcome, by the way. I do this for free.
Some of you might not even know what the hell I'm talking about.
Right.
To understand how we got to where we are in gaming, we first need to understand what a grifter is. The definition of grifter that I like the most is petty swindler. And I can't lie, I can't think of a better description. Because that's what these little trolls do, bro. They just fucking they create issues out of literally thin air, Houdini, and then they convince you that you should be mad about said made-up issue.
Well, aren't you doing that too? Like, here's the thing is that I think that grifter is one of those words that's overused massively. Basically, what this person is saying is that, like, and also here's another thing. So I can approach the accusation of grifter from two different directions. The first direction that I would approach it from is that being a grifter implies that you're doing something for profit. I will tell you, as somebody who has gotten a lot of sponsors and things like that, is that being against certain types of representation in video games, even whenever it's done in a cynical, self-serving DEI way, is actually less profitable as a business model. Because like a lot of companies don't want to support people that do that because they get called racist or something like that. So that's number one. And number two, also, how is it grifting? Like, do you think that they don't have those opinions? Because grifting is whenever you're having opinions that you don't actually have. You're putting forward something that you think is a lie or that you know is inaccurate. That's not what's happening here. Yeah.
Now, we see this in a lot of places. Politics is one of the biggest ones, but gaming is among the absolute worst.
Yeah, people just use that word. Like, they don't even, like, you got to use a dictionary. You got to figure out what that word means.
It's hilarious because besides YouTube, there's really only one platform that these people really like to congregate on. You go on Instagram, TikTok, some shit like that, there's going to be normal conversations being held.
What are you, on Instagram? Are you kidding me? Oh, my God. I saw a clip of Adolf Hitler on a whale next to a dog. It had like 100,000 likes. Fuck no.
About gaming. Just some normal people for the love of the game. Maybe a couple of debates, some shit like that. Everything changes when you open twitter.com. I am not calling that shit X, gang.
Well, the reason why you gotta be honest about this is that the reason why Twitter has these conversations and places like TikTok don't is because TikTok gets people banned for having the conversations. So like, I wouldn't really go and act like it's some kind of accomplishment that, or some sort of unique problem that like Twitter has. The only reason why you're not seeing more people saying things that you disagree with is that it's illegal and not illegal, but it's against the rules to disagree with you. That's the big problem, is that on every platform that is an open forum for discussion, the ideas that these other people are putting forward are overwhelmingly popular to the extent that even by his own admission, the video game companies capitulate to them. So the only places where what he's saying can survive are the places where they're effectively treated like an endangered species, because they are.
Should have never allowed people to get paid from engagement on their tweets on Twitter.
I agree with that, to be fair.
That shit has been the most detrimental thing to society since crack hit in the 80s. And then to add fuel to the fire.
Actually, I mean, I'm okay with it, but like they need to have a better approval process because too many people use it badly.
We got this whole rage bait culture going on now, because you can say some shit that you know is completely false and then turn around and hide behind, bro, you fell for the rage bait. Let me give you guys a couple examples of what we're talking about here. Take the Wolverine game coming out for PlayStation 5. You guys remember the Wolverine reveal just a couple of weeks ago, right? Showed Wolverine, Mystique, the combat, some of the story, the graphics look good. I mean, shit.
There's Mystique.
Nope,
What about it?
It ain't good enough for these losers. For a group of people that can't even stand it when a woman is the lead character in the game, you would think that a Wolverine video game would be their cup of tea. You think that would be exactly what they need. Nah, bro. They're mad about the woman that is in the game.
Okay.
These people are mad that the X-Man Mystique, the blue shape-shifting mutant, is not sexy enough for them. Okay.
Exactly. What's wrong with that? Somebody wants a hot bitch in their game. What's the problem with that? Who decided that's a bad thing? Who decided that's something that you're not supposed to say? Yeah, and like, yeah, who decided this? That's her Mystique. Yeah, it's her appeal. Yeah, I remember back in the day, bro, Mystique was hot as fuck. Mystique and Rogue were hot as hell. What do you mean? Absolutely.
I hear y'all.
What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
Bro, they're out here talking
Nothing,
about...
bro. I like it. I just like it. I like it. I think it's better. And also, here's the other thing, is that I guarantee you if she was more attractive, it'd sell more copies. It's undeniable that having attractive, appealing characters is better than having characters that are unattractive and unappealing. It's just it's a reality. I mean, that's why every gacha game has attractive characters. That's why, and if you think that I'm wrong on this, go look at the characters that girls cosplay. Not only do men not like these characters, but women don't even like these characters. That's why they don't pretend to be these characters. Now, they might dress up like Rouge or like Rogue or fucking Mystique, but not from the game like that. They're going to be dressing up like the old versions. I've seen a whole lot more cosplays of 2B than I did of Tosh from Dragon Age. And it's not even close. It's because not even women want to look like that. They might virtue signal and say that it's okay, but no, they don't want to look like that at all.
Oh, DEI Mystique. What the hell does that even mean? It's at the point now they just throw around whatever buzzword they want to, bro. This shit makes no sense because, dog, the attractiveness of a character does not impact the gameplay at all.
Why make it ugly? That's it? Why make it ugly? Why not make the character appealing? If it doesn't matter, then why intentionally make it bad? Doesn't make sense. He said the gameplay? Yeah, of course.
We give a damn about the side characters' looks right now. On top of that, this shit is the most ironic thing.
The reason why, here's the reason why, I'll give an honest answer, is that it's a mining canary. It's something that people have seen over and over with video games that continuously uglify characters. They make them look weird. They give them uncertain genders. They look like androgynous characters rather than definitive male or female characters. A lot of these video games that have released have had a pattern of being horrible. Like the new Black Ops game, for example, you have obviously Avowed, you have Dragon Age, you have Assassin's Creed Shadows, there's Star Wars Outlaws. Like, there are so many different points on the graph that show that, you know, desexualizing characters and the games that do that have been tremendously unsuccessful, that now people have recognized a pattern. And I think this pattern is very easy to understand and definitive, because what happens is that those people, the reason why they do that is because they don't care about what the audience wants. They don't care about whether somebody likes this or not. They care about using this as a position to where they can push their worldview. And a person like that doesn't really respect the player, and they also don't respect the medium that they're making a game for. So really, big surprise that a person who is just by categorical association disrespecting the source material and not creating content for their core audience, big surprise that you're going to have a larger group out of that sample size that is going to create bad products. It's really just logic. And even if you disagree, all you have to do is look at the points on the graph. That's a straight fucking line. There's maybe one or two exceptions, but like there's a million examples. I don't know really how you could say otherwise.
Ever. Have y'all seen Mystique in any other media besides Jennifer Lawrence Mystique? Besides her. Hold on now. But have y'all seen Mystique in any other like cartoon or any other appearance? I'm not gonna lie to y'all. She's mega chopped. Like, dead ass, bro. Ironically, this is one of the best looking appearances of Mystique. Yeah. She looks good. Listen. I'm cracking. But okay, cool. They don't like Mystique. Whatever. Okay. DEI Mystique. Yeah, sure. They love manly men in their video games, right? So Wolverine, at the very least, being the main character and the main focus about this game, that should be enough for them to not be complaining too much.
Sure. Unhinged emotional meltdown of Insomniac Wolverine fanboys is priceless. We're gonna have a fun year. This is Wolverine. Wokeverine for the modern Pedro Pascal audience, non-binary. I don't even know what it is. Like, I mean, it looks fine to me. I don't even know why they're mad.
Yeah, bro. This Wolverine is a soy boy to them. This Wolverine...
The trouble just has a way of finding me.
Isn't Wolverine enough for these people. Dog, it gets to... What are we talking about? I'm watching this man turn people into Anakin Skywalker, bro. Leaping at people with max ferocity. Yeah. This man is about homicide right now. And it's not enough for y'all? This is ass. This is ass to y'all. Like, it gets to a point where I really wonder, what is it that y'all want from these games? They are just committed to the grift, bro. It's insane. Remember...
Well, I mean, really, if they're so committed to the grift, you should at least explain what it is. Like, I mean, there's probably a reason why they said that. He didn't even explain why they said that. All he did really was like go and show a tweet of a person saying it was woke or bad. He didn't even show why they think that or anything. He didn't even present their argument. He didn't even make a counter argument against what they said. Who said that? Also, like, yeah, one guy said that. I don't even know. Like, as far as I know, nobody really thinks that except for like maybe a few people on Twitter. Are basically getting baited? I think so, right? Like, I didn't even know this was a thing.
How I said, they will make up things to be mad at and then try to convince you to be mad at the thing they made up. Just listen to a clip of one of my favorite grifters, the wonderful Vara Dard. Let me just play you a quick clip of something she said recently.
One thing that I thought was really weird about this trailer that I had said while I was live streaming the State of Play is the fact that 90% of the enemies that Wolverine is beating up are minorities. So I just have a very sneaking suspicion that it's going to be about his white privilege and him coming to terms with that and him trying to become a better man. I just have a feeling that that is not a coincidence.
Oh, Vara.
Yeah, it could be a reach. Sure. Probably not. Okay. Sure.
My sweet, sweet angel. Are you smoking crack? This is how you know these people don't play or care about the games they're talking about at all. They just want to monetize off of your outrage. Why does it look like Wolverine's fighting a lot of minorities in the Wolverine game trailer? I don't know, man. Could it be that...
Who knows? Who knows why?
The game's not in fucking America? Dog, the game is set in Madripoor, a fictional country, not the United States. So if anything, Wolverine is the minority where he's at in that story. And guys, these people do this with every game now. I just showed you them saying Mystique in the new Wolverine game ain't sexy enough for them. So that begs the question, what do they want these characters to look like? And of course, it was no other game than Ghost of Yotei to provide us an answer to this question.
This one, bro, 56 million views. And here's what I would say about this. If she looked more like the character on the left, they would have sold more copies. They would have. That's all. You take everything else and you say everything else is the same, but you change the way that she looks and you make her look like she was from Stellar Blade, you would have sold more copies than you did already. That's not about the game being bad. It's about it being better. A game can be successful despite this, but it's never going to be worse because of it. I'll tell you that.
Holy fuck, we cannot be serious. If Ghost of Yotei made Atsu look like this, the game would have sold 1 million copies by now. Holy
Are we really going to try to talk about how, like, for example, Stellar Blade wasn't massively popular because of the way that Eve looked? Like, there are characters, like, I mean, fuck. I feel like a lot of people know about Tomb Raider, and they probably play Tomb Raider because Lara Croft was hot as hell. Like, how many examples, like Street Fighter? Like, what do we mean? Obviously. How's that even a question?
Shit, I can smell the person who tweeted this from here. I mean this with all sincerity, bro. You cannot be dead ass. Bro, this...
I'm dead ass. I'll say it right now. I think that if you put, and like, this is a thing for me, is that if I see an ugly female main character, I assume the game's going to be shit. I assume it's going to be a shit game. Because nobody wants to look at an ugly bitch. Nobody does. Women don't want to look at that. Men don't want to look at that. Nobody wants to look at that. And whatever the sales numbers for the game were, they would have been higher if she was more attractive. Because here's the logic that I'm using with this. You can go and say that you don't care the way a character looks. And I think that's totally justified, totally valid. But there are other people out there that do. So whenever there's a decision and you are classifying yourself as a person who doesn't care about the decision, I think that you do care about the decision, but you want to act like you don't so you can pretend like you're above it. The truth is that if there's a group of people that don't care and a group of people that do care and want one thing, logically, what any developer should do is do what the group of people that do care want so they can maintain the people that don't care, because categorically, by definition, they don't care, so it's not going to matter to them. And they also get the people that do care, and you attract them too. It's just common sense. It's common sense. I don't know how people don't see this. Duh.
Game is set in the 1600s. I'm a
Single
gamer.
proof that
I
guys
don't
are-
need my
yeah.
character to look like this shit. Nobody in the 1600s is looking like this, bro. Shit, nobody today is naturally looking like this. And I'm a gamer, bro. I'd much rather have my character look like this. Forget the yitties. Like, bro.
Well, I think that really it's the choice, right? And I think having the choice is what matters the most. Like, I don't think that you should over-sexualize a character and, like, mandate it. I think that the best option, and this is the thing that I think women want, is that there are some women that like over-sexualized characters like Bayonetta or Eve or 2B, and there's also other women that like, you know, really kind of realistic characters like Brienne of Tarth. And I think that giving people the option to choose is the best option. So, like, you shouldn't be forcing some big-ass titty character with, like, every single outfit is super revealing. Like, Metroid, yeah, exactly. Like, there are people that like Samus, and, you know, like, that's a totally different thing. So, it's really about choice. And I think that giving people the opportunity to do that is what matters the most. But I do think that, in general, like, you would sell more copies if the character was more appealing. It's guaranteed. And, again, if you think that's not true, then why is it that every single gacha game has attractive female characters? Every single one has that. Like, there's basically, like, zero deviation there. Like, zero. Like, that's crazy, like, that there's zero deviation. Why is that? I mean, how many points on the graph do you need to make a line? Again, it's just so obvious.
Porn is free. You feel me? If you're really trying to see all that, you know, hit the Google one time, or
Yeah.
hear me out. Even better, go talk to a woman in real life. I know that's a crazy ass.
Well, I mean, like, this is what's funny to me is, like, you're going to go and call all these people weird, but then you want them to go fuck with real life women? Wouldn't it be better they sit on a game, think that they're in a relationship with some fucking random anime girl? Wouldn't that be better for real women if these people are so fucked up and weird? So, like, I'm not sure why he's trying to put this on real women. So, I mean, I feel like you're doing, like, I mean, really, these gacha games are doing a public service, in my opinion.
Concept for some of y'all, but hear me out. That shit is way more rewarding. This is what gives gamers a bad rap, bro. I look at tweets like this.
Yeah, a bad rap. See, you can talk about bad raps all you want and, like, opinions. See, this is, people like this really care a lot about how they're perceived. They care a lot about how other people think about them and how other people view them. The truth is that the way that people view you isn't really relevant. It doesn't really matter. So, like, if you want to go around and be like, oh, well, people think this is bad, and, like, this is what other people's opinions are, why does that have anything to do? Like, you're using an argument that, like, other people think this is bad, so it's bad. What? Like, it's like basically an approval perception argument. It's nothing. And also, by the way, it's disproven every single time in every single game.
I just feel disappointment, bro. Like, this tweet really just describes everything in a nutshell, bro. Cause, like, dog, what the fuck are you talking about? And the real irony of this tweet, it came out October 8th. The caption reads, if Ghost of Yotei made Atsu look like this, the game would have sold 1 million copies by now. The game came out October 2nd and sold 1 million copies the first day, which means...
No, it didn't. That was from a third-party website, and there's no definitive proof of that at all. PlayStation nor Sucker Punch Games, which are the developer, published anything about the game having a bunch of sales. Like, this is a third-party resource that has derived the sales numbers, but they don't actually know that. There's been no... I think it probably did sell over 1 million copies. Did it sell over 1 million copies on the first day? I don't think so. Probably not. Maybe. But, like, I mean, Ghost of Tsushima was very popular. So maybe it did, I don't know. But, like, I do know that he doesn't know. And I know that I don't really know either. So it's just like, I don't even know why you'd say that. You're going to go and not sure about that? Well, I mean, I'm sure that I'm not sure. And I'm sure also that he's not sure. I don't know why he'd say it. It sold 3.3 million copies.
By the
Steam
time
DB?
this
Yeah. It's not first day.
dumbass tweeted this tweet, the game...
And you know what I'm saying? is that it could have been 3.4 if she looked more attractive. 3.3 million in a month, not a day. Yeah, no doubt. But I didn't know they released any data about it. Like, that's the first time I'm hearing about it at all. And so that's really the argument that I'm making. I'm not making an argument that you can't sell a game with an unattractive character, but I'm saying that you'll sell more games with an attractive one. That's the difference.
Already sold well over.
That's a weak argument? What? No, it's not. It's a fact. It's a fact. What do you mean?
Million copies. Dumbass!
Yep.
This is why I tell y'all, bro, they don't care about these games at all. They just want to piss you off and then run up money off you talking shit underneath their tweet about the game. It makes no sense. Bro, y'all cannot be falling for this, bro. And y'all cannot genuinely convince these people to make you care about dumb shit like this. It doesn't matter. Like, bro, now they're coming after The Witcher 4. The Witcher series being one of the most...
I thought that was silly too, honestly.
Beloved game franchises ever. What are they mad at this time? Go ahead.
Tsushima sold 2.4 in 3 days. Maybe, I don't know. But like my opinion on it is very simple. I think that in general, if you change that, and like also, would it have sold more copies if it had a male protagonist or a more attractive female protagonist, or the people that were running the company or working at the company didn't say weird stuff about Charlie Kirk? I think undeniably it's true. Like, I don't see how you can look at the controversies that these companies have and the amount of people that are unhappy about the way that they're making a game and then say that these things are actually positives for the game. Now, while they might not be an inhibitor from the game being successful at all, and I think that there are games that can be successful despite that, I think that in every single case they are working against the success of the game.
Y'all take a quick
Yote
guess.
said Tsushima? I know. That's what I was saying.
You ready? DEI makes everything worse. And it's just 2 pictures of the main character. At first, I just thought they were mad that this game has a female lead. But no. They're just mad that she's not hot enough for them. Again, crazy take. I know y'all don't talk to women in real life. She's ugly to y'all? And
I never thought she was either, honestly.
again, I have to stress this. Even if she is ugly to y'all, who gives a damn? This is not Concord, right? Concord was another story. Concord was a hero shooter, right? A hero shooter. Every character has a unique design, unique abilities. They have to incentivize you to play said characters. No one's going to spend money playing a hero shooter where none of the heroes look good at all. But
well, then why would they want to play a hero shooter or hero game where the hero doesn't look good, period? Like, I don't really see the logic there. Is it like, so you're going to use the logic that a hero shooter is going to have a unique perspective where people don't want to play ugly characters, but they would want to play an ugly character if it's a single player game? Doesn't even make sense.
Story mode game, something that follows a narrative with a lead character that's been with the franchise for what, over 20 years now? Like, what are we even talking? And when I tell you guys, I could go on all day finding stupid ass examples of shit like this dumbass said 13 million copies sold versus 1.3 million sold. Like I said, Ghost of Yote is a flop.
Sold 13 million. That's a lot.
Yeah. Ghost of Tsushima came out 5 years ago, gang. 5. If you think Ghost of Tsushima sold 13 million copies in its first day, let alone its first week, let alone its first month, let alone its first year, you're smoking dick. I believe
I don't know whether Ghost of Yotai will or not. I mean, honestly, like, I played the game. I thought it was all right. It wasn't, like, really great. In my opinion, I thought Rise of the Ronin and fucking Where Winds Meet was, like, way fucking better than those games. So, yeah, I don't know.
First year sales numbers of Ghost of Tsushima was around 6.5 million copies sold.
That's a lot of sales.
How can you compare the sales numbers to a game that's been out for 5 years to a game that hasn't even been out for a full month? But this is my point. These people aren't this fucking dumb. They might be, but I just can't believe that they might be. But what they do know is that there's somebody dumb enough out there to agree with them and believe this shit there.
Well, there's enough people that are dumb enough that that's the reason why they're changing the games. That's the reason why he was complaining at the beginning. So there are a lot of people that feel this way and they don't like this type of stuff. So it doesn't really matter like whether you think that it's good or not. If there's a lot of people out there that feel that way, then it's real. It's just that simple. Like, I don't know, like it's not really complicated.
Saying not only that, but they also know there's people that know the truth. People that know they're bullshitting that are going to go underneath their post and call them out. And guess what? Both groups of people give them money because I
really think that this is probably overstated, especially for like a big creator. Like the amount of money, like Andy Pants probably makes a good amount of money through YouTube as well. He gets sponsors, like his views get like videos get like 100K views, etc. Like, the reality is that the amount of money that you make from like a rage bait tweet on Twitter, and like you can just do one yourself, and like maybe this guy would know because maybe he's getting some money off of Twitter. I have no idea. It's really pennies, right? You're making like maybe at most like maybe a couple $100s a month. The majority of people that do that aren't making any real money. Like, you have one really big viral tweet and maybe you get $1,000 once. It's not like it's going to be happening regularly.
All they need is the interaction. All they need is the engagement, and they're getting that coin, man. Boom! I'm not actually pissed. I just hate them. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, we got this dude Grums over here talking about games being DEI, woke. He's not supporting Ghost of Yotei and games like that. For fuck's sake, man. Like, bro, this dude is a 60-something-year-old man. Hang up the jersey, Unk. It's over. You do a lot of yapping about games you don't like for a guy that still hasn't put out the game he was supposed to put out.
What's wrong with that?
This 60-something-year-old man got money out of the people that supported him. He raised money to make a game and never released it. So you're talking about all these games that are woke and DEI and shit, dog. At least they came out. Seems to me you need to be spending a little bit less time on Twitter and a little bit more time getting to work with your bitch ass.
He does need to make that game. Honestly, I gotta say, I gotta agree with this, right? Should make the game.
Yotei might be woke. It might have a woman protagonist. At least it didn't fucking scam me. If a game is ass, I will be the first one to tell you. But criticize the game off real criticism points. Why are we immediately acting like a game is dead on arrival because it has a woman main character? Dog.
Well, because sometimes they are. That's the reason why. And I think that a lot of the games that do that, I mean, again, Ghost of Yotei, I think, succeeded for a number of reasons, right? Number one, I think the game was relatively good. On top of that, it also was, you know, it came out after Ghost of Tsushima, and Ghost of Tsushima was very, very well received. It also had a tremendous amount of marketing. And overall, like, it's not like the problems with the game that people had, like, oh, wow, it's woke or whatever, they weren't really manifested in the game in a big way. Like, the issue that, like, people had, oh, the development team, the lead actress said that she liked Antifa or something like that, that's not manifested inside of the game. But I don't think that doing that is a net positive. And I think that's really what needs to be discussed more, is that just because something succeeds despite having these disadvantages doesn't mean that they aren't disadvantages. And that's the point that I make with a lot of these games, is that sometimes these games can do relatively well. And I think that probably Ghost of Yotei probably made them money because they sold it. I think it took them like $60 million to make the game. But in a general sense, I don't think that a lot of these games make money at all. I don't think so at all. And like, you can just look at the way that the fucking earnings reports are, right? That's why they're firing and closing studios for them being bad. And so that's it. A grain of shit in your rice is still shit in your rice. Exactly. And so at the end of the day, if you're willfully engaging in things that are unpopular, problematic, or disliked by the majority of players, that will negatively affect your product. Now, everything is creative choice. I'm not saying that they can't do that, but with something like adding a character or making something like less attractive or something like that, or not appealing to people in one way or another, ultimately the player gets to decide whether that's valid or relevant at all. Oh.
You stink. I can smell you.
Oh.
These people don't care about you. They don't care about video games. They care about money. And all they want to do is make you mad so they can make money off your reactions. If you find yourself...
Of course, we're not doing that with this video. It's completely different.
...agreeing with the way these people think at all, I implore you, please, look inward. Find Jesus. It's in such bad taste, and a lot of it is just lies and bullshit. And also, one thing I want to say to my young men. Fellas, just because it's coming from a woman, you feel me? Doesn't mean the shit's true. I know some of y'all are hearing it come from a woman, and in your brain you're going, oh my gosh, she feels the same way I do. I knew I wasn't sexist. I just hate when bitches are in my game. No, bro.
Yep, true.
True. I don't know, man. I just think we're in a really weird time. It seems like nobody wants to be happy.
It's again another this is another instance of caring a lot about the way other people see you. And I think this is really like people like this, they try to maintain a power dynamic around their approval and the approval of other people. But the truth is that I think that power dynamic is waning because overall, I don't think people care as much about it anymore. And I think that's the reason why you're seeing so many people speaking out about this, because they don't like it. It's conformity? Yeah, exactly.
be about shit these days. Game comes out with a normal ass looking woman, DEI game. Woke slop. Game comes out with a more fan servicey type of art style. Gooner game. This shit is Gooner slop.
Sure.
What happened to the hobby I love, bro? I'm just trying to play some good games, bro. That's it. That's all I'm trying to do. Not every game is perfect, and bad games do deserve to be criticized. Trust me. Trust me. But lying and making up false things to be angry about just so you can get paid a little bit of extra money, that shit's loser activity, bro. Anyway, that's all I got. Let me know what y'all think. More videos on the way. Love y'all. Peace.
What I would say is that I think, yeah, like some of the examples were kind of stupid, like the Witcher 4 one is dumb. But in a general sense, yeah, I'm not really about that. And also, it's the same thing I've said many, many times over and over and over again. If you go and you put out a game and the characters are not appealing, you're fighting an uphill battle. And if you weren't, you wouldn't have every gacha game showing that stuff. So yeah, it's a DI video. No, I definitely don't agree with it. But I think that the examples he used, I mean, to be fair, like, and to be fair, to his credit, there are some people that use stupid fucking examples for DEI stuff. Absolutely stupid fucking examples. So yeah, Charlie's Machiavel video. I mean, I think that really some of the examples were good, some were more dishonest. Like the Wolverine example was kind of dumb because he didn't even really explain what they were talking about with it being woke. But like the other clip, like for example, like Grum's not releasing the game but then complaining about it. I love how this is the most, and I think this is a good example, right? Where is the point on your video that gets the most people looking at it? Right there. Even your own video analytics that you can see on YouTube disproves what you're saying. I don't know what else to say other than that.